Good afternoon, everybody. I'm kind of hung up on these ham radio videos right now. It's a big boy. Thought I'd do another little quick one, a little more information people might be interested in. Uh, Three things I keep on my bench besides my logbook, and I do a online logbook on QRZ, but this is my original logbook that I got in '91 when I became a ham operator. Every HF call, the only thing I log is HF calls. I don't log VHF. But every HF call I've made, my very first entry was 5/28 of 1990. 10-meter contact, South Carolina. And I've kept logs ever since then on my HF contacts. I do an online log now, have for the last several years on QRZ.com. They've got a free service for that. It also helps when you want QSL cards and things like that, easier to keep track of. Another thing, these books called Nifty Quick References. I keep 3 of them on my bench all the time. Nifty Quick Reference, HF, VHF, UHF Operating Guide. What this does is just gives you the band plan for whatever band you want to be on. Like I stay on 17 meters a lot. Gives you the frequencies. It starts at 18.068. That's the start of the CW, radio teletype and data. The end of the band is 18.168. At 18.110 is start of the phone and image section, which is talking. And that's just how the ARRL and whoever plan it be that sets up the band plans recommends you do it. There's nothing that says you can't operate anywhere in the band, but it's better to follow the band plans. You'll make better contacts. I keep that one on my bench constantly. This next one, Nifty Ham, N6FN Nifty Ham Assessor. I'm sure these are still available. This is actually a quick reference guide for my particular radio, my FT897 and 897D. I've used it pretty regularly. I also got the manual laying there. This next one is DX Field Reference. Every call sign prefix will tell you what country it's in. I can't remember all of them, but if you hear somebody hollering that starts out with a prefix of 8 Alpha through 8 India, more than likely they're from Indonesia. This just gives you a quick reference when you're hearing strange calls, so let's know where the country's at. It's a real good thing to have laying around. Another thing I did recently that I had never done in the past, because I lost my manual for my big radio, I took a binder, all of my data, circuits, operating manuals, everything is in this one binder now. Ham radio info. Got a heel decal on it. Stays right here on my bench where I can keep track of everything. There's one of the options you can do with ham radio, especially if you try to make different homemade antennas. I'm in a little dilemma right now. I've been trying to make a 6-meter dipole and have a little trouble with it. But I still run my G5RV dipole on all HF and running through a tuner on my radio. Like I said before, it's just a good fun hobby to get into. You get into it as cheap as you want to. I looked on Amazon this morning, the 5-watt version of those little talkies I showed you in one of my earlier videos, those Bell phones, is like $25. The 8-watt version's about $60 now. And you're on there. Take a technician license class, and you're on the air with all the VHF, UHF privileges. And if that's something you just want to use to keep in contact with people, hear local news, especially in bad weather time, there's always Skywarn nets up. And speaking of Skywarn, it's a good way to get real-time information about weather. Although I will admit, weather news reporting is better than it ever was. Because now the Skywarn groups are automatically online with the National Weather Service. So when you call in a report, it's being submitted immediately to the National Weather Service, and it gets information out a lot quicker. The old joke 30 years ago, the small town I live in, we always got warned about the tornado about 15 minutes after it's done gone over. And majority of your bad weather information usually comes from ham radio operators and volunteer firemen, first responders. So, good thing to have around there. Cheap way to get into the hobby. Look up on the internet. You can find out what repeaters are accessible. Chirp software, best download you can use to program those radios. That's all I use because they're really kind of a little hard for me to program. This website I've got up here is qrz.com. Ton of information on it. If you hear somebody's call sign, do a call sign search. It'll tell you their class of license, if they're active. They give you their address, information on them. If you look up me, KB5MIQ, I got a picture of me on there. So it's a fun hobby. Just trying to kill a little time here on a Saturday afternoon. So thought I'd throw a little more information out. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Everybody stay safe. If you got any questions about ham radio, drop me a question in the inbox. I'll do my best to try to answer it or try to help you find the answer for you online. Hope everybody has a great week. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe to the channel. Like I say, I'm not complaining about the world today in this video. Probably fix to do one complaining about the world, but I do them separately. Hope everybody has a great weekend. All you dads out there, wish y'all a happy Father's Day. It's Big Boy. Adios.